Jack Chick died this weekend. Never heard of him? He was a man who managed to offend everyone, from Catholics to Freemasons to Dungeons & Dragons players. And he did it all with comic books. Maybe you haven't heard of Jack Chick, but you have probably seen his work before. Often handed out on street corners, subways, and buses, they're cheaply printed fire and brimstone comics that criticize the immorality of rock music, role-playing games, Halloween, and even the religious beliefs of Catholics, Jews, Muslims, and Mormons. Called Chick Tracts, over 500 million copies of these pamphlets have been printed in more than 100 languages, making Chick the world's most published living author. Until now. According to the Los Angeles Times, Chick died on October 23rd, 2016 at the age of 92. Chick Tracts are basically morality plays in comic book format, combining traditional evangelism with conspiracy theories. Stories like Dark Dungeons contributed greatly to the satanic panic of the 1980s, claiming that Dungeons & Dragons led to witchcraft and suicide. Chick produced the comics out of his Rancho Cucamonga-based company, Chick Publications, for over 5 decades. Most followed a simple story formula. Someone sins, but when they face damnation in the pits of hell, they look for a possible redemption in Christianity. These kind of religious reform pamphlets were done in the tradition of writers like Jonathan Swift and Thomas Paine, going back to the 1640s. Chick said the idea to use comics, which he referred to as his secret weapon, came from a missionary radio broadcaster who told him that Chinese spies had observed American children's obsession with horror comics. This led to Beijing's government printing millions in cartoon propaganda to win their public over to communism. A shy man who feared public speaking, Chick hoped to use comics in the same manner, but to defeat the devil instead of bolstering the proletariat. Despite his enthusiasm for receiving hate mail, Chick himself acknowledged that many people wished him harm. So he avoided the public, ran his business out of a P.O. box, barely did interviews, and never allowed himself to be photographed. His comics' popularity with missionaries, collectors, and clergy led to him founding his own company in 1970. In a 2003 article for Los Angeles Magazine, Robert Ito reported that Chick's company made almost $3 million in sales that year to churches and youth groups. Chick once said he wanted his books to scare the hell out of you. In a posting on the Chick Tracts Facebook page, the company promised to continue with Chick's method, vision, and purpose. Looking for more on religion, rhetoric, and rancor? Don't forget to visit now.howstuffworks.com each and every day.